Hey guys, and welcome to our first video on drones. We're going to be going over the types and features of different drones you might see in your community or online in different YouTube videos if you ever decide to do some research on them. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us today. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it.
First category we have is drones, size large. The first drone we have is FreeFly Systems Ultra 8. The key facts and features about this drone is it's $17,495. It can fly at a 45-degree angle. Its top speed going forward is 35 miles per hour, and its max payload without a camera is 20 pounds. Drone types, class medium. The DJI Phantom 4 Pro. Its key facts and features is it has a camera that's capable of 4K at 60 frames per second, which should give you very nice resolution of different panoramic views. Its price is $1,599. Its max flight time is 30 minutes. Its total weight, even when it includes the camera, is only 3 pounds. And for one of the smallest drones on the market, the Axis Vidius, its key features and facts is it's only $95. Its max flight time is 7 minutes. It does have a built-in camera. There is no FAA registration required, and its range is 100 feet.
Next up, we're just going to talk a little bit about the Innovation Hub drones. The Innovation Hub has these little miniature drones. If you can look at the image in the bottom right, you can see Yusuf holding one. It's these little miniature drones. It's called a Tello drone, and it actually is controlled through an app that you download on your phone, either Android or iPhone. And it has a low-res camera. You can fly it indoors or outdoors, but I think it's mainly preferred to fly indoors just because it's so small and the rotors kind of have already a little bit of trouble getting it around just to due to its like small size. And what's really interesting about these drones is that they can be programmed to fly in what's called a swarm, where it's just basically a term that describes a lot of them moving in sync with one another. And that uses this programming called Scratch, if you've ever heard of that. And we also did a little bit of an interview with one of the people there at the Innovation Hub, just to kind of learn a little bit more about these drones. And we'll go to that right now.
What can be learned from these drones that can be applied to the other drones?
So these Telos drones we have is a fantastic introductory drones that anyone can learn. You just need your phone to access it. With your phone, you can control it easily. It's just connected through Wi-Fi. It also has a camera on board, so you can learn how to visualize or to do filming with the drones. And just in overall, it is a small, compact, a fantastic introductory drone to learn about how drones operate, how they move, and how you can film with them.
Where do you see the scope of the drone program here at the iHub going?
For the hub and the drone program at the hub, to be honest, I don't know. It is a very unknown territory. It has a lot of possibilities that we haven't gotten the opportunity to explore. So we are looking for, and we are always on the search for looking for students who are interested in the drones to try to experiment, try to see what we could do at the hub and take that to the next step. So to be honest, I don't know. So we're just waiting for that one spark to push us forward with the drone program.
What uses do Python and Scratch have on drone capability?
So with Python and Scratch, specifically with the Telos drone, you are able to program and code the drones to create drone pathways. The Telos has the capability of flying in swarms that you could all program through Python and Scratch, or to create a coordinated flight, or to do just a instructional path to tell it where to go, what to do at what point.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Adding on to that video, there are also now laws and regulations when it comes to drones. There are airspace laws which can be tricky, especially when it comes to flying drones in commercial airspace and local airspace, according to the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA. A drone must be registered to the FAA to be given an identification number. Once it's given an identification number, it has to be registered in at least 8.8 ounces or 250 grams. You have to pay $5 to sign up your drone. And after that, you are given an ID label, which you are supposed to place on the outside of the drone, just like in the photo there. And you're also given a remote ID, which is just like a virtual license plate, which you can have ready on your phone. If you were to get in trouble with airspace, be like, hey, I have it registered on my phone as well. I did the FAA requirements and exactly that. Continuing on to the laws and regulations, once your drone is registered, there are some steps that need to be taken before flight initialization. For Florida residents, there is required a knowledge test, which isn't required in all states, but since we are here at FSU, you do have to take the knowledge test. So before you even get to flight, you have to know that passing the Florida's aeronautical knowledge test to obtain the remote pilot certification, know to fly at or below 400 feet in the US. Anything above is restricted airspace. And when you are in the EU, know to fly at or above 500 feet. You also need to know that you aren't allowed to fly any airspace, don't fly under the influence, and also it is completely illegal to fly drones on campus. The FAA also pushes for downloading the Before You Fly app to determine whether there are any restrictions in your area with airspace, and breaking any of these rules against the FAA may result in a fine varying from $200 to $500.
So there are some different classifications of drones. These are the four main ones: multi-rotor drones, fixed-wing drones, single-rotor drones, and fixed-wing hybrid VTOLs. So obviously, drones can come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and can be measured and described based on the amount of propellers that they have, such as ones with 3 propellers are called tricopters, 4 are quadcopters, and 6 are hexacopters. Sort of how the general classification for those go. And they provide a variety of different uses, such as the single rotor and the multi-rotors. They can hover in place, whereas the more plane shaped drones, they have the better ability to fly and have greater speed. And some of their uses I will cover in the next slide. So currently, what drones are being used for are product delivery, space research, military, internet carriers, agriculture, and search and rescue. Obviously, this is just a very basic overlay of some of the industries apart from filmmaking and aerial photography that they're used. So Amazon has already rolled out several implementations of using drones to deliver packages over long distances. In space, we are sending unmanned carriers to places where we physically cannot go. So we're able to do research through that. The military has been expanding into drone research a lot recently, for surveillance, as well as to you can participate in warfare without putting human lives at risk. And then searching and rescue, going where people might have a harder time accessing, and to provide supplies and food, and also to get people out of areas. And agriculture, drones can fly over large patches of grass or different plants, and use that technology of artificial intelligence and machine learning to be aware of what things might be going wrong in the field and how to properly apply pesticides. And as they can use it for monitoring, and as part of the monitoring, they can use LiDAR scanning to measure the different depths of the topography of the land in order to make better decisions on where to plant and grow certain crops. Here's some of the resources that we used when researching the different kinds of drones. We highly encourage you to go out and do your own research, especially into the specific kinds that you might be interested in, since there is a whole wealth of knowledge out there. And it is a technology that is currently growing at a rapid rate. So there will be constantly new information coming out.
And I believe that concludes our presentation. Thank you guys for joining us today and just staying along for the ride of the different kinds of drones and the features you'd see in them, and kind of just their expansion currently and coming up in the future. It's definitely exciting to see the different uses that drones can have and the capabilities that you really wouldn't think that drones might be possible of. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. I am Dakota, joined by Rob, Yusuf, and Adam, and we are drones. And our second video will be coming up soon. And also, please take the time to fill out our post video survey. And yeah, thank you guys.